Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 168 Hours, your weekly roundup of the top local stories. I'm Abdullah Ahil, your host for the evening. Stay tuned. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz reaffirms Maldives' commitment to expanding cooperation with Singapore, extending formal greetings on the occasion of Singapore's National Day.
In a message addressed to President Tharman Shanmugaratnam, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, the government and the people of Singapore, President Muiz underscored the growing strength of diplomatic relations between the two island nations. The statement, shared via X, described the Maldives-Singapore partnership as increasingly robust and mutually beneficial. It reflected a period of intensified engagement and a shared commitment to broadening collaboration. He also conveyed well wishes to Singapore's leadership and citizens, commending the nation's peace and prosperity as defining features of its progress. The president expressed hope for the continued advancement of these qualities, noting that the bilateral relationship has evolved into one yielding tangible benefits for both countries. The message came shortly after President Muiz's state visit to Singapore, held from the 29th of June to the 2nd of July at the invitation of President Shanmugaratnam. The visit included a series of high-level meetings aimed at strengthening diplomatic and economic ties. Among the outcomes were agreements signed in three strategic areas: capacity building, education, and environmental cooperation. The visit also featured the Maldives-Singapore Business Forum, which drew more than 200 business leaders from both nations. The forum served as a platform to present investment opportunities in the Maldives to the Singaporean business community. President Muiz earlier expressed confidence that the discussions and agreements reached during the visit would further consolidate bilateral relations and deliver meaningful benefits to both populations. Vice President Hossain Mohamed Latif also marked the occasion with a congratulatory message on X. Singapore's National Day commemorates its separation from Malaysia and its emergence as an independent state. Diplomatic relations between Singapore and the Maldives were formally established on the 20th of February 1975.
President Dr. Mohamed Muiz concludes his four-day official visit to the inhabited islands of Ba Atoll.
During the tour, the president visited 13 islands including Kamadu, Kudarikilu, Kendu, Edafushi, Tuladu, Goidu, Fehendu, Fuladu, Hitadu, Kihadu, Donphan, Daravandu, and Maros. He held discussions with local councils, women's development committees, institutional heads, and residents to assess community priorities and address ongoing development challenges. The president was accompanied by a delegation of cabinet members and senior officials from state-owned enterprises who provided tailored updates on current and planned projects for each island. Key highlights of the visit included the inauguration of ATM services by the Bank of Maldives across all inhabited islands in the atoll, and the official commencement of police station construction in Malos, Fehendu, Tuladu, and Goidu. In a notable announcement, the president confirmed the handover of Mamaduvari to Hitadu and Innofushi to Fuladu. He also pledged to initiate land reclamation works for the development of Tuladu Airport and unveil plans to upgrade Taravandu Airport. The trip further featured the launch of multiple development initiatives and the signing of agreements across various sectors. The president reviewed the progress achieved in 2025 to date and outlined projects scheduled for the coming year. In his addresses to the public, President Dr. Muiz reaffirmed his administration's commitment to genuine decentralization and community empowerment, stressing the importance of grassroots engagement and the pivotal role of local councils in delivering the national vision for sustainable development. He reiterated his government's dedication to working closely with communities, listening to their concerns, and driving transformative progress together.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdullah Khalil, hails the close and brotherly relations with Saudi Arabia, describing the kingdom as a major development partner for the Maldives. Responding to a question by an opposition lawmaker at Parliament, Minister Dr. Khalil insisted that the close relationship between Maldives and Saudi Arabia has been elevated since the incumbent administration took office in November 2023.
President Dr. Muiz's administration has shaped its foreign policy to reflect the wishes and sentiments of the Maldivian people, which has elevated its relations with the Muslim world, along with receiving international recognition as an unwavering voice for the rights of Palestinian people. Maldives' unyielding position on the rights of Palestine, reflected by its unprecedented move to ban entry on Israeli passports, had received commendation and support from the Muslim world, which he said has directly contributed to the increase of tourist arrivals from Islamic countries.
The Minister of Economic Development and Trade, Mohammed Saeed, reveals the incumbent administration has successfully attracted 108 foreign investments in just over 18 months, a marked improvement from previous years.
The government, since assuming office in November 2023, has launched several initiatives to create a favorable environment for foreign investments in the Maldives. One of the key highlights of this drive is the hosting of a business forum during President Dr. Mohamed Muiz's every state visit, designed to share information on investment opportunities and socio-economic projects planned by the government with business leaders of the respective country. Minister Saeed, speaking on PSM News Rajamia, the program, hailed the business forums as a major success, highlighting the statistics of registered foreign investments in the Maldives as evidence to back his claim. Number of foreign investment registered in the Maldives throughout the years are as follows. From November 2007 to November 2013, 206 investments registered. From December 2013 to November 2018, 403 investments registered. From December 2018 to November 2023, 398 investments registered. And from December 2023 to the present, 108 investments registered. Minister Saeed also criticized the previous administration's handling of the economy, attributing Maldives' current financial strain and rising consumer prices to what he described as flawed policies implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic. The incumbent government has thus far hosted business forums in half a dozen countries, including China, the United Arab Emirates or UAE, India, Malaysia, Singapore, and the United Kingdom. The Ministry of Economic Development and Trade has said these forums have directly contributed to an uptick of investment queries and registered investments in the Maldives. The government had put in a lot of effort to create an investor-friendly environment in the Maldives. The revised Foreign Investment Act, after 45 years, the investment frameworks have been brought in line with international norms, which has fostered trust and confidence of foreign investors and provided them with the required legal and investment protection.
Statistics show Maldives Inland Revenue Authority, or MIRA, has received $4.7 million in Zakat al-Mal contributions so far this year.
$4.3 million posted during the same period last year. According to the figures, MIRA had collected $778,210 in July as Zakat al-Mal, down from $972,760 in July last year. Zakat al-Mal is a religious obligation required of individuals whose wealth has reached the Nisab threshold and has remained above the threshold for 1 lunar year. It can be paid at any time of the year. The Ministry of Islamic Affairs determines the obligatory Nisab for Zakat al-Mal in the Maldives. The ministry last revised the Nisab in April this year. The current Nisab is $600. The Nisab is based on the value of gold and silver and changes according to changes in the price of gold and silver in the global market. If an individual possesses wealth equal to or greater than the Nisab for over a lunar year, he is obliged to pay 2.5% of his wealth as zakat.
The Maldives Monetary Authority projects a record 2.4 million tourist arrivals in the coming year, signaling renewed momentum in the island nation's most vital economic sector. The forecast builds on a strong first-half performance, marked by sustained growth in both visitor numbers and overnight stays.
The central bank, in its mid-term report, recorded a 9.2% increase in international arrivals during the first 6 months of 2025 compared with the same period last year. MMA data shows by the end of June, 1,108,130 tourists had visited the country, up from 1,015,527 in the corresponding period of 2024. Growth was also evident in the duration of stays, with total bed nights reaching 6,892,533 by mid-year, an increase of 1.2% over the same period last year. These figures reflect a continued resilience in the tourism sector, supported by favorable market conditions and recent infrastructure enhancements. Among the developments cited by the MMA is the operationalization of the new passenger terminal at Velana International Airport. Now fully functional, the upgraded facility is expected to improve international connectivity and accommodate higher volumes of inbound traffic. The central bank identified this expansion as a key factor underpinning its revised projections. Earlier estimates released in May had placed expected arrivals for 2025 at 2.2 million. The government has since adjusted its own forecast, now anticipating 2.3 million visitors by year-end. Passenger traffic through Velana International Airport further illustrates the sector's momentum. The airport served 4.1 million travelers in the first half of the year, underscoring elevated activity at the country's primary international gateway. Beyond tourism, the MMA expects broader economic gains. National gross domestic product is projected to grow between 4.5% and 5.6% by the end of the year, driven largely by the anticipated surge in tourism-related revenue.
The Islamic University of Maldives says the teacher training courses aimed at those working with students with special learning needs or special educational needs teachers is designed to provide practical experience.
Teacher training courses for SEND teachers are set to be launched next month at IUM and Villa College in collaboration with the Ministry of Education. Dr. Sheena, the Dean of IUM's Kulia of Education, speaking on a PSM News' Rajamedu program regarding the opportunities and programs available at IUM, emphasized that the SEND teacher training course will focus on practical experience and is designed to include 4 dedicated workshops covering essential skills. These include classroom management, differentiated teaching strategies for children grouped by learning needs, and other key areas to ensure SEND teachers are well equipped and competent. In addition, Dr. Sheena said that both the lecturers of the SEND teacher training course as well as current teachers from schools will participate in these workshops. She said the IUM is always working to improve the quality of its courses. The opportunity to apply for the teacher training course is now open, with the deadline set at 21st August. Dr. Sheena said classes will commence with the August intake. The Ministry of Education is conducting a SEND teacher training as part of the National Teacher Training Program. The National Teacher Training Program is a key component of President Dr. Muhammad Muiz's education pledges. Dr. Sheena had previously said the one-year diploma level course will be conducted in every island where IUM has campuses. The course is fully funded by the government and free for participants. Additionally, each student enrolled will receive $100 as pocket money every month.
The British High Commission in Male donates first aid training equipment to Maldives Airports Company Limited to strengthen its emergency response capabilities.
Acting British High Commissioner to the Maldives, Muhammad Tawfiq Wahab, formally handed over the first aid training equipment to MACL's Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director Ibrahim Sharif Muhammad. CEO Sharif, speaking at the handover ceremony, thanked the British High Commission for the close partnership and acknowledged their continued support. He noted, as the operator of the main gateway to the Maldives, MACL has established strict protocols to respond effectively in emergency situations, adding that ensuring that MACL staff are well trained and prepared remains a top priority. He said the British High Commission's donation directly supports that mission. Acting British High Commissioner to the Maldives said the donation demonstrates the British High Commission's commitment to working with Maldivian partners to enhance public safety and emergency response capabilities. He said by supporting MACL with this vital first aid training equipment, the High Commission is helping to ensure that frontline staff have the tools they need to save lives in emergency situations. According to the British High Commission, the donation is part of the UK government's broader protective security and attack response program being delivered across the Maldives, which aims to improve emergency preparedness and response capabilities throughout the country. The equipment will enable MACL's frontline staff to deliver critical first aid, strengthening the protection of both the 125,000 British tourists who visit the Maldives annually and the wider public. The equipment donation is the latest development in the UK-Maldives security partnership, which has included joint emergency response exercises such as Aman Aseri, held in May 2025, and ongoing collaboration across various security sectors. This initiative supports wider foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office goals on security in the Indo-Pacific region. As discussed during the second UK-Maldives Strategic Dialogue held in Male in May 2025, this initiative supports wider foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office goals on security in the Indo-Pacific region, as discussed during the second UK-Maldives Strategic Dialogue held in Male in May 2025, where both countries reiterated their shared commitment to maintaining regional security and countering potential threats.
Official tourism figures shows China continuing to top the tourist arrival charts so far this year to cross 200,000 mark.
According to the latest daily update report of the Ministry of Tourism and Environment, 205,130 tourists have visited the Maldives from China as of 10th August, an increase of 15.1% compared to the same period last year. The figures showed that 66,418 tourists have arrived in the Maldives in the first 10 days of this month, taking the total arrivals so far this year to 1.3 million tourists, an increase of 9.1% compared to the 1.2 million tourist arrivals during the same period in 2024. Continuing the trend so far this year, China maintained top spot with the most tourist arrivals, followed by Russia in second. Top 3 tourist source markets: China, 205,130 tourists, Russia, 161,290 tourists, UK, 126,101 tourists. Statistics show that Maldives now welcomes an average of 6,642 tourists daily to its shores. The world-renowned tourist destination in 2024 witnessed the highest number of tourist arrivals in a single year in its 52-year tourism history. According to tourism figures, a total of 2,047,435 tourists have holidayed in the Maldives in 2024. This is a 9% increase from the 1,878,543 tourists from 2023. This marks the first time Maldives has welcomed 2 million tourists to its shores in a calendar year. The government aims to improve tourism occupancy and bring in 2.3 million tourists this year.
The inauguration of the Police Cybersecurity Operations Center in Male and the groundbreaking ceremony for the development of the Police Data Center in Hulu Male were held on the 11th of August.
2 centers are being developed with the assistance of Cybersecurity Council of the United Arab Emirates. The inauguration and groundbreaking ceremony for both buildings were held in conjunction with the official visit of the head of the UAE's Cybersecurity Council, Dr. Muhammad Al-Kuwaiti, to the Maldives. The foundation stone of the Police Data Center was laid by Dr. Al-Kuwaiti, Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hassan, and the Commissioner of Police. The center will feature state-of-the-art facilities. Police said the new center will modernize the work of the police and strengthen crime prevention and law enforcement capabilities. Following the groundbreaking, the newly established Police Cybersecurity Operations Center was inaugurated at the Shahid Hussein Adam building in Male. The center was opened by Minister Ihsan, Dr. Al-Kuwaiti, and Commissioner Naveen. The police said the CSOC is designed to act as the nation's shield and watchtower in cyberspace by monitoring, identifying, responding to threats as well as preventing and reducing digital space risk. Speaking at the ceremony, Commissioner Naveen said the center reflects the close relationship between Maldives and UAE. He noted that modern national security requires not only police work but also the ability to deal with invisible cyberspace threats. He also expressed gratitude to Minister Ihsan for the support and assistance provided by the ministry. Following the ceremonies, Al-Kuwaiti met with police officials to discuss strengthening a cybersecurity sector. His current trip follows a similar trip to the Maldives in August last year, during which both sides held discussions on strengthening relations between the two countries in the field of cybersecurity and facilitating further opportunities and training. The government has prioritized strengthening the Maldives' cybersecurity. A separate agency titled the National Cyber Security Agency has been established as part of these efforts.
Senior telecommunications regulators and industry experts from across South Asia convene in the Maldives this week for a strategic forum aimed at accelerating the adoption and effective integration of emerging technologies within the region's communications infrastructure.
Organized by the South Asian Telecommunication Regulators Council (SATRC), operating under the Asia-Pacific Telecommunity (APT), the three-day meetings held from 12th to 14th August marked the third occasion the Maldives has hosted this regional initiative. 30 delegates from 8 South Asian nations are in attendance, including representatives from leading firms within the Maldivian telecommunications sector. Delivering the keynote address at the opening ceremony, Dr. Muhammad Kinanat, State Minister at the Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology, underscored the Maldives' sustained progress in telecommunications despite enduring logistical and developmental challenges. He outlined the country's technological evolution, noting the transition from third-generation 3G mobile services to the rollout of 4G networks between 2010 and 2020, followed by the establishment of 5G infrastructure in 2019. Building on this trajectory, the State Minister Kinanat highlighted the nationwide implementation of the fiber to the home FTTH network last year. He described its rollout to the entire population as a major achievement for the Maldives and a critical step in expanding equitable digital access. The State Minister also reaffirmed the government's commitment to comprehensive digital transformation. That ambition is encapsulated in Maldives 2.0, the national digital policy announced by President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu, which seeks to ensure that every Maldivian citizen is empowered through technology and positioned to benefit from the country's digital future. Deliberations throughout the forum are expected to examine the operational and regulatory challenges associated with deploying new technologies. State Minister Kinanat expressed confidence that the discussions would contribute to enhancing the quality, resilience, and accessibility of telecommunication services across the region. Speaking to PSM News, Ilyas Ahmed, Chief Executive of the Communications Authority of Maldives, noted that the participants would explore the implications of emerging technologies and assess best practices for their effective implementation. He highlighted that the forum offers a vital platform for regional collaboration, enabling member states to share insights and strategies for advancing communication services through innovation.
The Central Bank Maldives Monetary Authority launches Thamwil Finlit Fest 2025. The festival was inaugurated by Minister of Education Dr. Ismail Shafiu.
The festival is aimed at increasing awareness on financial literacy, responsible money management, and Islamic finance in the Maldives. The objective of the festival is to build a society proficient in Islamic finance with the participation of students, youth, and the community as a whole. The MMA said the events are designed not only to foster creativity and innovative thinking and explore new approaches, but also to encourage participants to view finance management as a tool for social and economic progress rather than merely a technical skill. The MMA Thamwil Finlit Challenge is a league-style quiz competition aimed at young people between the ages of 18 and 25. The competition will test knowledge on saving, budgeting, halal investing, risk sharing, and the fundamentals of the Islamic financial system. The challenge aims to provide participants with an engaging learning environment while equipping participants with practical skills. The Impact Pitch Challenge, one of the main activities of the festival, is designed to seek innovative Sharia-compliant solutions to promote financial literacy in the Maldives. Open to participants over the age of 18, the challenge will focus on developing financial literacy tools, creating inclusive financial solutions for underserved communities, and exploring new approaches in Islamic finance through fintech. The festival also encourages creative expression and constructive ideas. Through the Future Finance Essay Competition, school students will have the opportunity to express their views on the financial sector. Meanwhile, the Values and Vision Art Competition will provide young artists the opportunity to visualize a fair and equitable financial system through art. The MMA said the Thamwil Finlit Fest aligns with the authority's vision to equip Maldivians, especially the youth, with the knowledge and skills required to navigate today's financial environment. The latest information about the festival will be shared on MMA's website and official social media channels.
That's all we have for now. Thank you for watching 168 Hours. See you next time.